Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my new video, the top 5 things that you need to know to increase your CS numbers. My name is LowFit. I do educational content. I do videos like these where I go over some tips for particular champions or laners. I do opposition reports, and I also do guides. So if you want to get a hold of me, if you want to talk to me directly, maybe have a chat about your favorite champion, I'm always open to that kind of stuff. I have a Discord link down in the description, and you can always just find me there and direct message me there. And also, you can just add me in League if you want to play with me. And during all my streams, I play kind of at the end. I do just kind of viewer games with whoever wants to join in. So you can come and check that out. I stream pretty much every day at 6:30 PST. I just let people know in Discord when I'm not going to be streaming that day. And yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. I think I want to go over something before we even get into the just like base mechanics of CSing. I want to go over some champions that are going to be effective to increase your CS numbers, that are going to just really give you a crutch that you might need in your particular lane. Things like Annie that give you a mana and cooldown refund are going to be great, and then also champions with a huge amount of AoE like a Nivea are going to be extremely effective. And in the same vein with the ADC role, let's see right here, things like Sivir are going to be extremely strong because she has great wave clear. So look to pick up champions if you're struggling, if you're at that like 4 or 5 CS mark in any of the solo lanes or as an ADC. You really should be trying to find champions that you can CS better on, because that is one of the biggest things that I think hold people back in bronze, silver, and gold. The absolute easiest way to climb and do better in solo queue in extremely low elo is to just increase your CS numbers. You can use things like the practice tool to get used to this kind of stuff, so you don't really have an excuse to have that low of numbers on your CS scores. And yeah, that will wrap it up. That will be tip number 1. Alright, and jumping right into number 2, I want to go over some item types that are going to help you with CSing. First up, I wanted to go into Doran's Shield. It's a great item for when you're in a really heavy poke lane where you need a bit of sustain to just stay and be able to CS. And it can be used in the top lane, obviously, for the tanks and bruisers, and then also you can use it in the mid lane as an ADC. This isn't only a tank item. This should just be used in really tough lane matchups where you really don't want to give up a kill. And then it also gives you the additional 5 physical damage to minions on hit, which a lot of the times can be the difference between getting that CS and not. Similar with the with the Doran's Ring, it has a similar passive, and the basic attacks deal additional 5 physical damage, and then also gives you a bit more power on your spells. And then you can also look at something like Doran's Blade, that's just going to give you a little bit more base AD and be able to kill minions at a higher health number. And we have things like Hextech Protobelt, can be great for wave clear and pushing out waves and then roaming. And it will also really artificially increase your CS numbers quite a bit, because it's really hard to miss CS with this item, because Hextech does a lot of damage to minions because it fires out a crap load of missiles that do decent damage to minions. I will just give an example real quick. Yeah, so it's just like a cheat. If you really struggle with it and you're running a mage that Protobelt is somewhat meta on, you can look to do something like the Hextech Protobelt. And then finally, for our ADC friends in the bot lane, we have something like Static Shiv that is going to give you an energized auto attack that will give you AoE damage on the minions and will help you clear out those lanes faster and attack those caster minions in the back even, and just one-shot them with the Static Shiv, and obviously a bit more attack damage than whatever the hell this Annie build is. So look to use these types of items to increase your CS numbers if you are struggling with it. Yeah, if you guys know any other items, I can't think of any other items off the top of my head that are going to be super helpful with CSing, please comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Alright, and let's just jump right into tip number 3 real quickly. This is just going to be a little bit about the micro of CSing. What you want to do is to use your smaller, if you're going to combo a minion down, which is a really effective way to guarantee a CS, you want to use your smaller damaging abilities. So for Annie, it would be an auto attack, and then it would be your stronger AP damage to guarantee it, because sometimes if you use your heavier hitting ability first and then your smaller hitting ability second, there's a lot more room for the the thing to get stolen. That's why you do the combo into smite when you're trying to steal or when you're trying to take big objectives. So always look to use smaller ability into your bigger ability to combo and get your CS, just like that. I didn't need it on that because I have static shiv, but you get what I'm trying to say. This is going to be a small tip to just kind of help you guys out a little bit. Always look to use this, always look to auto and then ability. If you're just usually spamming your abilities to get it, it would help to combo it with something just to increase the damage threshold of when you're going to get that CS. And I'll wrap up number 3. Alright, and jumping into number 4, I want to talk something a little bit about missile speed and how it can affect your CSing. And all this time, getting closer to the minion you're trying to CS with your auto attacks can be great because it gives you a little bit more of an instant timing of when you're going to get it. You see the flight speed of the ability, it's taking a while to get over there, but when you're really close, you can guarantee that it's going to hit right when you want it to hit. So if you're under no lane pressure, say you're ahead of the enemy laner, you can look to really crowd the minion you're trying to kill with your auto attacks by being very close up, and this is going to give you a lot better sense of timing because you don't have to calculate for your missile speed going to the target. So look to use this at any opportunity if the enemy laner isn't in lane, or if you have lane priority. This is usually the best way to CS. Just do not bait yourself into bad positions with this. If you don't know where the jungler is and you're susceptible to a gank, obviously you don't want to be too far pushed up the lane, but this can be a very effective tool to increase your CSing. Alright, and for tip number 5, this is going to be pretty basic. This is going to be what pretty much anyone is going to tell you, but I really want to get the point across because it's going to be the quickest way to get you guys higher CS numbers. It is practice, practice, and more practice, whether it be on a practice tool to get used to the animation of your auto attack, which is pretty important, or to get used to the flight time of your abilities and the different damage thresholds from your spells at different levels. I would encourage you to get really used to the damage levels of all of your spells at level 1, because this will be the hardest point to CS because you're going to have the lowest damage numbers, obviously. So get used to how much damage you're going to be able to do to minions, and then you can also press this great button called Lock XP Levels so you can get really good at those first couple of waves that usually I see low elo players struggle with quite a bit. So get used to the base auto attack animation, get used to the spells, get used to the damage thresholds, and really just hammer down your mechanics before you try to get into a rank game. I think it would be great to try and shoot for like 8 CS a minute, over 10 minutes of waves without being contested, and make sure you're able to do this consistently, because it's going to be obviously a lot harder when you have an enemy laner throwing spells at you and trying to kill you. So try and put these tips into effect in your day-to-day games. And if you guys have any comments or any feedback or critique, I'm always open to that kind of stuff. If you found something that really helped you with CSing, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, that'll wrap up the video. If you enjoyed the content, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you want to get in contact with me again, I have a Discord link in the description if you want to get a hold. And then I also have Twitter, but I'm not really on Twitter too much because I think that's an annoying platform. But yeah, that will wrap it up. And you guys take it easy.